Everybody knows that in el apartamento 26, you can get your mica. There, in that 2-bedroom apartment, you can become American. Write your name and your birthday on a piece of paper and come out with your social. There, in this torn-down apartment building, dreams come true. Here, in this abandoned place with these forgotten people, we became legal by our own laws. September 22nd, 2004, Eastside San Jose, California. Mama Doña thinks I'm high maintenance because I do not like to sleep on the living room floor. My abuelo, Papatino, stretches his old body over the couch, his feet dangle over the arm recliners because guess what? Sofas are not meant to be beds, just like floors aren't made for that either. Mama Doña doesn't like to say that we are poor because she says it offends God. She keeps this giant print Bible next to our door as to ward off bad energies coming to the house. But honestly, in this house, we should be more concerned over these goddamn roaches and not the bad spirits that come from our chismosa neighbors. Don't get me wrong, it's not like that I'm ungrateful or blame her for us living in this shitty living room. It's just that life fucking sucks. It's my 16th birthday, and while all the kids at my school are learning how to drive and brag about how their parents are buying them their first car, I can't help but think why God is testing me. I mean, it's one thing to be poor, but it's another thing to be poor, gay, and undocumented. I mean, it's like God or whoever is up there was like, I'm bored, let me stir up some drama. And chose me as the experiment. Yes, I am gay, but I'm not like gay like the people on TV. You know, I mean, I'm not white and shit. And I surely don't listen to gay-ass music. And I know it's bad to call things gay when referring to something terrible and harmful. You know, like when dudes say like, yo, bro, that shit is gay. But to be honest, some shit is just gay. Undocumented, well, that means I don't have papers, meaning I wasn't born in this country even though I don't know anything about Mexico. All I know about where I'm from, Guerrero, Mexico, is from old VHS tapes mi tío René sends to my abuela. We sent him a camcorder we bought at Circuit City years ago, and he uses it to send us updates on how everyone in our town is doing. He films dirt roads, random houses, and all these people, they say they miss us since we've been gone. They call us gringos, but even if they only knew we ain't living like gringos out here. Abuela says that since I'm turning 16, then maybe it's time for me maybe it's time for her to take me down to La Tropicana to get a green card. It's somewhat funny that most kids born here have parents that take them to get their driver's permits when they're 16, but mine straight up are trying to make me commit federal crime. Abuela says it's not always gonna be like this. I want to believe her, but something tells me it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets any better. Abuela says she found a job for me. She says the electronic factory where my tia Elo works is hiring and they don't check socials. According to my abuela, this factory gets away with hiring undocumented workers because they're a staffing agency run by Chinos. I tell my abuela that the folks are actually Vietnamese, not Chinos, but you know Mexicans are mad racist. I mean, come on, racist ass grandma. Well, anyways, this staffing agency is top rated among all the immigrants in the neighborhood because they hire a lot of undocumented folks. In essence, corporations employ these staffing agencies for them to not be liable for the workers, meaning if any of us get injured on the job, well, technically it's our fault. It is 5 a.m, our shift at the factory starts at 6. Since my tia Elo doesn't drive, we have to wait for la raitera. La raitera is an everyday name used for la señora that's the only one with a license. Her role is to give us rides to and from the factory in Fremont. She charges $50 a week per person, and being that she manages to squeeze all eight of us inside of her Honda Civic, well, you know that homegirl is making hella bank. We get to the job. It's a huge factory, and the workers are mostly older señoras and 1 or 2 dudes. No one speaks English. Even the line leader commences in broken Spanish. In my head, I correct her English because I'm a bitch like that. My job is anything but fun. We stand on our feet for 8 hours, sometimes 12, depending if we are forced to work overtime. It's an assembly line, so we stand right in front of one another, but we're not allowed to talk, much less chew gum. We're like human robots assembling computer products, unable to have any social interaction. I stare at my tia. She's the fastest one in the line, and she's proud to show it off. It's almost like a game, and slowly, one after another, each señora joins the game. I am annoyed, but I'm entertained. They smile and race to see who can package the most products. We can't make noise, so the señoras hold their laughter in their belly. They smile cheek to cheek, their cachetes blown like balloons, trying to hold back the laughter. Before we know it, our shift is done. We pile back into the Honda Civic. There's mad traffic on our way back from Fremont to San Jose. I sit on my tia's lap as we listen to the radio. Marisela is playing and the señoras begin to sing like a choir. Sola con mi soledad, sola si tu compañía. One day, you're not gonna work like this, gordo. You're lucky because you speak English. Just pay attention and learn as much as possible. You're gonna see, you're gonna make it out of here. June 2019, Eastside San Jose. Abuela is a hoarder. I guess it's that thing that happens when you grow up poor. You collect things thinking you're gonna use them sooner or later. I'm fresh out of watching Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, and I've taken it upon myself to be a maricondo of my own. Get it? Maricondo? Anyways, I have taken it upon myself challenge of remodeling my abuela's house. Ever since my abuelito passed away, it hit me. The way many of our parents spent their time saving all their money with the idea of one day returning to Mexico and spending it all there. When my abuelito was alive, he would always brag about how in Mexico, he was gonna tour all the beaches. He's gonna sit on a hammock eating guayabas, mangoes, and papaya. His eyes would shine just dreaming of this nostalgic land, even though the news reported Guerrero as one of the most dangerous states in Mexico. The day my abuelo chose to self-deport, he wanted it to be known that this country did not kick him out. He wanted it to be known that he left on his own accord. You know, like when you're drunk off your ass, got kicked out of the club and saying, fuck it, I didn't even want to be here anyways. That day was sort of like a funeral. We gathered at my abuela's house, we packed 3 vans with our relatives, and on the 280 North, we began our procession to watch my grandfather depart from SFO. Most of us, this was the last time we saw him. For my grandmother, this is the last time she kissed him. Abuelo passed away 2 years ago this February. We miss him, but truth be told, we lost him the day he self-deported. Now that mi abuela is out here living her single modern Latina life, and she is the last sacred thing I have made it my journey to have her live her best life. I mean, simply because this country plays games with our spirits does not mean that my undocumented grandmother does not deserve the best. It's fascinating to me, the amount of suffering so many of our parents endure. It's like we take all this pain, we honor it, and we keep on moving. We carry these aches to our grave. We exist in this country with the idea that if we suffer here in the United States, because one day we will rejoice in our homelands. It's almost like the US is the hell we must endure before we make it to the promised land. Our future as undocumented folks is uncertain. But I challenge us not to let this country turn us into monsters. I challenge us to honor and celebrate each other. I challenge us to see our beauty and power. I don't like the word resilience. Resilience means we're surviving under a natural force, but there is nothing natural about the way this country tries to swallow us whole. Nothing natural about being haunted. I haven't found the word to describe how my tia still manages to get up for work every morning, the way my abuela still manages to laugh until tears begin to fill up her eyes. There must be a word to describe our undocumented joy. But until I find it, let's just call it magic. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for having me.